a card like what I'm using right now, in which case it would probably not be very loud if you have any kind of hearing. But so the pipe organ is rated at 138.4 decibels. I'm not sure if this is the loudest volume. I'm assuming it's the loudest and not the softest, because that wouldn't make any sense. I'm assuming you can go quite soft on a pipe organ. As you can tell, I have not heard a pipe organ recently, or at all. I don't think, in person. But yeah, the electric guitar is 126 decibels, which is still pretty hecking loud. And yeah, I'm kind of just thinking of that scene from Back to the Future, where he was waiting there with the guitar, and then there's those massive speakers behind him, and he just hits a note, and it throws him backwards from the sheer force of the sound. It's not quite that dramatic, I imagine, at 126 decibels, but it's pretty loud still. It's pretty loud. I guess think of like live concerts or whatever, and how loud it gets. Okay, so the next item on the list, I think, is the funniest. It's the next item, and the item that comes after that is particularly poignant, because the next item on the list is the one that gets like the most hell for being the most like an instrument that a lot of people like to meme on and are irritated or mad or don't like or whatever. The next item, I don't know, I think they can be kind of cool in the right context. The next item is the bagpipes. The bagpipes at a whopping 122 decibels. For context, why I find this very funny is because a normal conversation, is it like 60 decibels? Yeah, I think it's like normal to conversation is 60 decibels, and then like a lawnmower is like 80, 70 or 80, I'm not sure, which is kind of loud, okay? And if you hear sound at like 85, 90 decibels for extended periods of time, you're supposed to wear hearing protection, right? Okay, so we're talking about a lawnmower. Okay, I could be very off with these decibel things. I'm not an audio scientist, but this is just like off the top of my head. So if conversation is 60 decibels and a lawnmower is 75 to 80 decibels, okay, and ear protection's at like 90, a bagpipe is both louder than a lawnmower, okay, and so loud that for extended duration you would need to wear ear protection. That's kind of silly, okay. And the next item on the list is the trombone. That means trombones are really hecking loud, like really loud, really loud, okay. I used to play in the orchestra, and I wasn't very good initially, so I sat in front of the trombones. Those are like, the trombones like the meme where you see someone going past on their like bicycle or something, and they're making motorbike sounds. It's loud. Bagpipes are louder than trombone. That blows my mind. Yeah, I think that's kind of silly. Anyways, the trombone is 85 to 114 decibels, whereas bagpipes are 122 decibels. That's very silly in my mind. Okay, what do we have next? Under the trombone, we have the clarinet. I guess that makes kind of sense, because clarinet is one like another wind instrument. It can blow pretty hecking loud. cello. I guess like it seems like wind instruments generally win out when it comes to, with the exception, I guess technically an organ is a wind instrument. I think, is it a wind instrument? I don't know. Like air blows through the big pipe things, so the electric guitar kind of is an exception, you know. Like I'm sure if you had an electric harp or something, you could get it to be just as loud as a guitar. But I don't know. Don't quote me on that. Okay, then under the cello we have the trumpet, the trumpet, the trumpet. Under the cello we have the trumpet. Under the cello we have the trumpet, the trumpet. It's also pretty loud. The trumpet is 80 to 110 decibels. That is still louder than your garden lawnmower. Like the lowest decibel of a trumpet is like just hitting the top revs of your neighbor mowing their lawn on a Sunday. Okay, next, what do we have under that? Okay, we have the French horn. The French horn. Not really much to say about the French horn. French horn is 90 to 106 decibels. 106. 90 to 106 decibels. 106. 106 decibels. Underneath that we have the piccolo. The piccolo is like the mini flute thing, I think. The miniature flute thing. It's like very shrill and high pitched and quite bright sounding. The piccolo is pretty crazy actually. The piccolo and the French horn are the same volume, but like for context, a French horn is like this big and the piccolo is like, I think the flute's like this big, so like is the piccolo like, I don't know. It's like a tiny little metal stick that you're blowing into, and it's pretty loud for a tiny little metal stick. Anyways, then you have the flute, which is 92 to 103 decibels. So the piccolo is only like 3 decibels louder, ostensibly, if the start here that I'm reading is not completely false, which that is a possibility as well. Okay, yeah, so that we have that's there. Then we have the magnificent saxophone. The saxophone, the jazzy saxophone. The saxophone comes in at 90 to 100 decibels. Weird. I wouldn't have thought that the flute is louder than the saxophone, but apparently that is the case. Next we have the violin. The violin can get pretty hecking loud, but it's 84 to 103, but when you like compare to the bagpipes, it doesn't hold like anything at all, you know, like it's like 22 more decibels. Okay, next we have the viola. So apparently, like the bigger the instrument doesn't necessarily mean the louder. For the cello, yes, but I don't know, the viola kind of breaks that rule. It's 82 to 93, I think. 93, 82 to 93 decibels. Okay. What have we got next? Next we have the bassoon. That's the instrument that kind of looks. It's the instrument that kind of looks like a bazooka. That's the bassoon. Yes, the bassoon, the rocket launcher looking instrument. Let's see what else we got. We got the gong. The gong, as in like the thing that you doing and it's like dinner time. That is on this list. I wouldn't have really thought of that as like an orchestral instrument, but apparently it is. I suppose in like films and stuff, or like big like pieces, like it could be called for. Yeah. So under the bassoon we have the bass guitar. The bass guitar. Okay. The bass bass guitar is 80 to 90. I'm not sure if that's like including the electric bass or if it's an acoustic bass or exactly what that is, because I'm assuming that an electric one can go pretty loud, pretty loud. Okay. Under that, what have we got? We got the snare drum. The snare drum is 80 to 110 decibels. That's pretty crazy that a drum can be that loud. The drum is like maxing out louder than your lawnmower. That's pretty insane. Okay, what have we got next? Then we have the cymbals, and the cymbals also like pretty loud. That's 80 to 106 decibels. 106 decibels of metal smashing into metal. Okay, then we have the gong. The gong comes in at around 80 to 100 decibels. The gong comes in at around 80 to 100 decibels. It is past my bedtime, so I am drinking. I've gotten into the bad habit of drinking coffee while I film ASMR just because I'm really cold and it's really good, especially when you mix it with cocoa and other tasty things. Anyways, we're not talking about that, we're talking about the piano. The piano comes in at 80 to 60. Comes in at 60 to 100. 60 to 100 decibels. The piano comes in at around 60 to 100 decibels. A very versatile instrument. Pretty good for composing. Then we have the guitar. The guitar is pretty, I guess the electric guitar is one of the most ubiquitous instruments, I would say, in modern music. It's pretty like, it's in a lot of things. Okay, the guitar is 60 to 95 decibels. 60 to 90, 60 to 95 decibels, 60 to 95. Okay, next we have, next up on the list, we have the harp. The harp is 60 to 90 decibels. The harp and the guitar are almost the same volume. That means that if you got an electric harp, it would be louder than the bagpipes. That's interesting to think about. Okay. Let's see, what else have we got? An accordion. That's interesting. The accordion is louder than a drum kit. That sounds like lies, because a snare drum is in a drum kit and the snare drum is louder than an accordion. So how can an accordion be louder than a collective drum kit which includes a snare drum?